DeMarcus, how are you doing today?
This was not the attitude you had right before we started the show. I'm just gonna let our listeners know that Jared was sounding all down and defeated, depleted.
Wow.
Um,
Why would I sound
so
like
Jared,
that
how
for
are
the
you doing?
listeners?
Jared, how are you doing, man? Because you want to be your authentic self.
I'm
You
being
don't
my
want to come
authentic
here
self. And
pretending.
in 2 weeks, I'm not going to be depleted. I'm probably going to be happy. In 2 weeks, when this podcast is
What's happening
released,
in 2 weeks?
the
Uh,
podcast is released. This episode is going to be released in 2 weeks.
how is that different from any other episode? What's this episode? What's so special?
Well, this is going to be our greatest episode ever. But in 2 weeks, I'm not going to feel bad. So I am in the mood that I will be in 2 weeks. What are you, DeMarcus? It's not that
Mm.
hard.
Jared.
It's really not
Okay.
that
Okay.
that difficult.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What episode are we doing today?
Weird. You don't know?
Nah, Jared. That confusion in your voice at first,
No,
that's what
no.
I'm
I
after.
know what episode
Because
we're doing.
what episode are we doing then?
We're doing the episode entitled "What is the best comic book to read if you're a new reader of comic books?"
That's not what we talked about last week, and it's not what's on the list.
That is what's on the list. I looked at it today. Let me pull up
Hmm.
the
That's
list.
not
It
all
does
right, all
say what
right.
comic book should I read?
But that's not what we talked about last week.
What did we talk about last week?
I thought we talked about Namor, Mr.
You
Zero.
said to bring Namor down because you weren't ready to
Is
do
that what I
Namor. Do
said?
you want? Yes. Do
Okay,
you
cool.
want to
That's
do
fine. We can leave
Namor?
it
Do you want to do
at that. Nah,
Namor?
nah. No, we're gonna stick with what I said.
You don't even see. Okay, Demarcus, let's go ahead and have this intervention now.
Let's
Okay.
have it. Let's have it then. Let's
All
have it
right.
out.
All right. Because I've had this intervention with you before, and it didn't really
I've had
go
this intervention with
anywhere.
you before.
No, Demarcus, I'm being serious. You need to stop all this smoking.
No, Jared,
No,
like
no,
I've said
because
before,
your memory is bad. That was something you said to do. That was something you
like
said to do.
Jared,
And you don't ever remember what I say on here. You don't remember what you say on here.
damn,
You don't remember nothing. You don't remember
Jared,
anything. And Lord knows what's going on over there in California. I
Jared,
just know how you are forgettable with things with me every week on here. You need to stop all that smoking.
Jared,
And then
Jared,
when you weren't smoking, you actually remember stuff.
Jared. Do you want to know the real issue here? Do you want me to tell you the real issue?
Go ahead and tell me.
Everywhere, every documentation we have, everywhere we have this podcast documented, like what we're doing and what we're supposed to be doing, is something fucking different, Jared. Like this one, like I'm looking at the calendar, it say movie draft. I'm looking at the list, it says what comic books should people read. You know what I'm saying? We talked about doing Namor. Jared, no wonder I'm confused and I can't remember shit.
Demarcus,
We ain't got no consistency. We
Demarcus,
need a
the
showrunner. We need
consistency,
a
I told
producer.
you, the consistency is not
We need a
in the
producer.
calendar. The consistency is on the list. And I said that multiple times. The
Then why are
consistency
you
is on
sending
the
me calendar
list.
invites at all?
So
Why?
that you can
No,
have
no, no, no,
the
no.
link. So
Not,
that you can
not,
have the link.
not that. Why are the titles in the calendar invites instead of just having a podcast with
That
you?
I don't know.
Why are the titles in the
The titles, okay. The titles don't need to be in the calendar invites.
because I
But
be like, because I get a reminder the day before, and they'd be like, "Hey, this is the episode you're doing," and I'd be like, "Cool, that's what I'm gonna prepare for."
you prepare for the episodes?
Not the movie draft. Yeah, I do something. Not the movie draft one. Because I was like, I
Okay.
know we ain't do the movie draft because I he said he didn't want to do that yet. I remember
I
that.
didn't
I
say
remember
that
this.
I didn't want to do that yet. You said you didn't want to do that yet. I did not
Either
say I
way,
want to do.
Jared. Jared, we're a
No,
unit.
either way, you need to stop
We're a unit.
smoking because your memory is horrible.
Yo, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man.
It do. Your
I don't bring
memory
up
is
your
horrible.
drinking on this podcast. Don't bring up my smoking.
This is grape juice.
No, Jared. I ain't
This
talking about
is
right
grape
now.
juice.
As soon as this recorder go off, the vodka starts pouring.
DeMarcus, if I wanted to drink on this podcast, I would. But I have never been drunk and I never forgot anything that I be doing.
Jared, let's
Okay.
not go through that. The listeners already know. But
Well,
anyway, back to what we're supposed to be talking about. How you doing? How's your
anyways,
week? How's your week
I am
been?
doing fine. Another disappointment. I go on so many interviews a week. Most of them are third and second round interviews. So
Mm-hmm.
um I had another third round interview.
Mm-hmm.
And it included a marketing plan. Now, usually when they say make me a marketing plan, I don't do it. I do not do it.
Mm.
But I actually did this marketing plan because they said that they would pay me for it. I was like, okay, if y'all gonna pay me
Mm.
for my services, then I'll do it. So
I've
I
heard
did.
about that. Like folks starting to pay people because interviews take so long to be 3, 4, 5 rounds and you end up being there all day. That's dope. You get like a little stipend or something for an interview. That's what's up. I've heard about that before.
Yeah, well,
Did they pay you?
yeah, they pay me.
Hmm.
So I completed the marketing plan, and this was like my third round interview. They got my full marketing plan. It was like very uh
Hmm.
intensive. Like it listed everything for their little one interview. I listed the whole thing. So
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
so they of course told me that they didn't want me because the other person was whatever. But this was for sex toys, a sex toy
Mm.
line. They did male and female sex toys. So I was like, this is gonna be
Hmm.
interesting. So yeah, I almost was a sex toy marketer until I wasn't.
And why did they say they didn't want you? I feel like that'd be right up your alley.
Why do you think that? I never used a sex toy before. Not on me.
I didn't. That's TMI. I didn't need to know that, Jared.
No,
It
I
just
mean
seems
like,
like
but
something
why
you
would you
would
think that
do.
would be right on my
It
alley?
just seems like something you would do, Jared.
Yes, it would seem like something I would do, but
So
like
that's
that's
why I said it would be right up your alley because it seems like something you would do, and you agree that it seems like something you. What are we doing? What is this conversation about?
because I feel like you're calling me a whore under your breath.
I'll call you a whore out loud,
Oh,
whore.
okay. Well, um, also, I just want to go back to you not having a good memory. How was the Miss Pat show?
I didn't watch
Wow.
it,
Wow.
but not because I
Wow.
didn't remember, because I
No,
didn't
no,
want to.
no, 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 because we shook on it. We shook on it.
We didn't
You
say
don't
nothing.
remember? I have the video. Do you want me to play the video
Pull
right here on
it
this
up.
Zoom? Okay.
Pull it up.
Go ahead
Because
and
we ain't
take the
shake on
let
nothing.
me go ahead and take the video out the trash so I can show it to you. Let
Oh,
me
the
go
video's
ahead.
in the trash. So he don't got the video, y'all. He
I
got to go
do have the
dive
video. It
for
should
it.
be still in the trash can where
Mm, mm, mm,
where I
mm.
had it. Hold on, let me turn sharing on.
I want y'all to know that nothing is happening on screen while he's doing giving y'all this play by play. Nothing is happening. I ain't seen not a damn
DeMarcus. Okay, let me go ahead and share the screen for DeMarcus because he can. Okay, right there. Share that.
Jared is a liar. Oh, okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He's sharing something, y'all. He's sharing
Share that.
something.
Okay, now I gotta find where
He's
we
sharing
talk
something.
about the Miss Patch. I think it was like
Oh my God. This is an hour. This is 2 hours of raw footage. Jared, take this off my screen.
no, because you
Take
don't
this
want
off.
to see it now. Oh, so
No,
so
no,
now
no, no.
you don't want to
No,
see
because I
it.
don't want to sift through 2 hours
I'm
of
about to
old
fast
footage.
forward to. I'm about
But,
to fast forward to it.
but you
So
don't know
okay,
exactly which part it is. This is a waste of time.
it
You
was
eat up all our
no,
intro
it
time.
was during the put me on segment. So I just need to find where the put me on segment is, and we're gonna get it.
What about
Okay, this is the put me on segment right here. Okay. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Okay, there it was right there. Okay, now. They say it's funny.
hilarious, bro? It's hilarious.
Okay. It's about to come up. It's about to come up in a couple of minutes. Here it is right here. Here it is. Look at the shake. Look at the shake. Look at the shake. Okay. Look, yep. You even said shake my hand.
This is AI. This is AI generated.
Okay.
This is not real.
All
This is
right.
a deep fake.
There we go. So again, I say, how was the Miss Pat show that we shook on, you bastard?
I had a busy week, Jared.
That's a lie. That's a lie. It's only 22 minutes. 22 minutes.
I completely. No, I did have a busy
Of
week.
course.
I had something to do damn near every day after work this week. But
You
you're right. You
couldn't.
got it. You got it, Jared. I did not watch the Miss Pat show. I let you
Wow.
down as a brother and a friend and a co-host.
You're not my
I'm
brother. You're
ashamed
not
and
my
I'm sorry.
friend. You're my co-host and my co-worker. That's all you are. But if we're going to talk about stuff, I saw Ted Lasso. I sat through Ted
Did you?
Lasso. Yeah, it was
Did
horrible.
you?
It was horrible. The
Was
acting
it?
wasn't good.
I thought the acting was pretty good.
The plot was very not unique at all. It's just like every other plot in the
Mhm.
90s. You know, this is just
I don't
the
think
same
so.
plot as Mighty Ducks. And then you see the show cover, so they win at the end of the season. So it doesn't even matter. Why would I watch that?
No,
It's
they
not
didn't. They
funny. I already
they.
know. I
I watched like two
already
seasons of the show. They
know.
lost at the end of both seasons,
Oh, okay. Then they need to change the show cover.
or
Maybe
they drawed
they
one.
win at the
They
season.
lost at the end of the first season, and then they had a tie at the end of the second season.
Maybe they end at the season at the series finale. But why would I watch that? It's just Mighty Ducks. It's Mighty Ducks for
But wasn't the
the
Mighty Ducks? Wasn't the coach a hockey coach?
I don't know. I never seen Mighty Ducks.
Then you don't know what Mighty Ducks is about.
All I'm saying is that I did my part.
You
You didn't do
did.
your part.
You did your part, Jared. You did it. You did it. You did it.
Okay. I just want everybody to know, and this is going to be in the show. I'm
Okay,
just going
this
to
should be in
cut
the
that
show. I
part
agree.
down. This
I
is going to be
agree.
the show of
No,
how much of
these
a
receipts were that important,
they
and I
were.
love that
They
you're
were
showing
that
the audience.
important to me. They were
I
that
love
important
that you're
to
showing
me.
the audience how petty you are
I'm not petty at
and
all.
how
I
how
love that
big the
I'm showing the
smallest things
audience
are
how
to
much of
you.
a disappointment you are.
Wow, a disappointment?
You disappoint
A
me every
disappointment.
week.
No, I don't. You disappoint me
Really?
every week. Yes, sir.
DeMarcus,
Matter
you
of
do
fact, I'll take
disappoint
it
me.
back. I'll take it back. 2 weeks ago, you got us the movie pass sponsorship. So you stood up then. You showed up for that
But then after that, I disappointed you.
one. Every
Really?
time.
Really?
I'm finding out what episode we doing when we doing it.
Do 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 we need to go back? Because I can show you how you have disappointed me in every episode, DeMarcus. If you want me to. We can play the receipt
That's
game all day.
that's
It's like this could be the receipt episode, but what comic book you
this
should read. We can talk about receipts all episode if you want to.
Jared, what comic book should we be reading? Matter of fact, let's take a quick break.
No, no, in fact, no. Let's go on
Let's take a
with the
quick break.
show that you didn't prepare for. And no, we have to know how your week has been.
Let's take a quick break because I know
You
what
did
comic book I'm gonna tell folk to read.
no, you
So
didn't tell us about your week when you weren't
what
watching
all
the
did I
Miss
do this
Pat
week?
show.
Yeah, because I was busy. I had a lot of shit going on.
Doing what?
Uh, I got you, bro. I'm looking at my calendar. Shit, relax.
Oh, you put it on your calendar. Wow. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
I had to finish a game night this week. Did I play pool this week? I don't think I played this week. But I had some other shit going on Monday. Went to the doctor.
What's
Um,
wrong?
Nothing's wrong. You don't get regular checkups?
I mean, yeah, I just went to the doctor this week, actually.
Okay, then what's wrong with you?
I mean, black men don't usually go to the doctor unless something's wrong.
I'm not like most black men.
That's for sure.
Let's see what else. We had like a little pool happy hour to celebrate our like little I think we was third place in that tournament we was in, so we were celebrating that. We celebrating in third place. We 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 was on the podium. I Had a date earlier or on the weekend.
Where's y'all
I went
go?
to we just hung out at the house. We ain't going nowhere.
That's not a date.
Then I
That's
had a
just a.
graduation party. Had a graduation party to go to, and a dinner last night. My ass was driving because the graduation party was like an hour away from where I live, like an hour south of where I live, and then the dinner party was an hour north of where I live. So I was driving 2 hours from one party to the next one, but it was dope. Had a good time.
So I
Hmm.
saw on your Instagram how you had a Juneteenth little
Yeah,
potluck
had a
thing.
Juneteenth thing at work. Yeah, yo. So let me tell you what happened with that. Um, So, we got like the office manager. She pretty much handles like all the office events or whatever. She's like in the HR department. So she and another HR lady, they was like they put together a little Juneteenth event and they had ordered some food from this place. And then the place, when they took the order, place took the order, we think everything gravy, come to the day of, the place is written down Thursday, June 19th as the day for the food to be delivered.
Mhm.
June 19th was on a Wednesday, and
Mm,
Thursday was the 20th.
yeah.
So these folks saw, they was like, oh, June 19th, Thursday, June 19th, and said, oh, we'll just do it for the Thursday, as opposed to looking at the date on the calendar to see which day. Because I personally, like, if there was ever a confusion about, like, people get days confused all the time: Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays.
Hmm.
But people don't be often confused on the date. I know it's
Yeah.
the 21st. I don't know if the 21st is a Thursday or Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what should have happened, but that's not what happened.
And
So
plus
instead
the
of
dates in
like,
the holiday.
yes, exactly. Exactly. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So instead of like having like southern food like fried fish and oxtail and greens and macaroni and cheese, we had pizza for Juneteenth.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
And
crazy.
then we played music bingo.
So on his Instagram, it was a whole bunch of white people sitting around eating little slivers of pizza that you get
It wasn't slivers. Them
when your
slices was
fifth
pretty tough.
grade class does something good. It was those same little slivers of pizza that your fifth grade class gets when you had good attendance and some little Juneteenth giffies. So
Mm.
yeah, it looked
It was
interesting.
all right. We've had better Juneteenth celebrations. This would have been my third one since I joined the company. So we've had better ones. Like the first two times they did it, it was good.
So just an update or how is the moving situation going with your friend and their girlfriend?
So that's not happening no more
Mm.
because um the girlfriend is ready to move. She like got a new job. Her like report date is like October or some shit like that. It was August, I thought, but like it changed. So she was ready to move. She was looking at spots. But my homeboy, he was not as ready to move for his own reasons. He just got to LA like around this time last year, like June, July last year. So he had just got that job down there. He's just getting his like feet. He's just getting settled in. He got friends down there. He's enjoying it. And as soon as he gets there, she's like up and moving in. Because they were together in Seattle as well. I don't think they lived together at that time, but like she moved from Seattle to LA, and and they made the long distance thing work for a while then until he found a job down there. Now, as soon as he get down there, not even a year in, just a little bit more than a year, she moving to the Bay. So now he got to play the catch up game again.
Mm. So what you gonna do?
I'm finding a place by myself. I got me a little list of apartments. I'm gonna start checking them out in July, like seeing what's actually available. Uh, I can't like I really want to spend like 1900 on a one bedroom if I could, but I know I'm not gonna find that out here in the Bay Area. So,
Do you need like a washer or dryer?
oh,
Um,
I need in unit laundry, dog. I need in unit. I ain't
mm,
going back.
mm.
You know what? I might fuck with on site, but the apartment got to be immaculate. Like you got to have some other stuff that like step up to fill that gap because I don't have in unit laundry. Like if I don't
Like a
have
gym?
in unit laundry, I gotta be paying $2,000 for 800 square feet,
Mm.
and I got to be in the city.
So like, does your apartment now have like a gym, a pool?
So where I live now, I got two bedrooms, two baths. I
Mm,
got in-unit laundry. I got a dishwasher. I got a little patio outside. There's a pool, jacuzzi. There's a billiards room, like a little playroom. There's a couple of offices, a conference room. There is a gym, but the gym is pretty shitty. I haven't been up there. I went up there one time and I was like, oh, this equipment broke. I'm not coming up here no more. But yeah. Yeah. The apartment now I got it's nice. It's just getting too expensive. I'm not gonna keep staying here.
cool. All right,
Hmm.
Demarcus. Well, this is the time where we put uh our listeners on to something that we really enjoy in media. And um
It's sponsored by
this
MoviePass.
is sponsored by MoviePass. So can you tell them about MoviePass a little
Mhm.
bit?
Absolutely. MoviePass is a subscription-based service. They got it in the app. You can do it on the web. But it allows you to see multiple movies in a month for a fee. So instead of paying what 15, 16, $13 every movie you see, you pay MoviePass, $10, $20, $30 for three, four, five movies per month. And you use that one time, it pays for itself. But yeah, so usually once you sign up, you'll receive your MoviePass card. It's going to be like any other, like a debit card, Mastercard. You can use that to cover the cost of the movie. They also give you like an online card now. For us legacy members, they're still working on the online cards, but it's coming soon.
Nice.
MoviePass.
Nice. Yeah, go ahead and get MoviePass. Have you seen any movies in the theater lately?
I'm waiting on A Quiet Place Day One. That's the next one I'm trying to see. Um,
Really?
yeah, I do want to see that. A Quiet Place Day One. That's me right there.
All right. So, what I'm going to put you on to today is a little show that's on Netflix. It's called Joko Anwar's Nightmares and Daydreams. This is a little anthology. It has seven different stories about, um, some poor people or struggling people who really find something odd happening in their life and they have to get through it. The good thing about this is that all of these stories are from Indonesia. So it's really good to see people in a different type of culture going through these twilight zone or outer, well, it's more like the outer limits style, not necessarily horror, but outer limits style situations and getting through it. The the most interesting part of this was that it all comes together in the end. There are little hints and there are little um, uh, inserts as you go through the different tales of how these stories may be connecting. They all take place in different years. Um, and then at the end, it all comes together, and it's very satisfying how it all comes
Hmm.
together, and it really makes it work. So yeah, Joko Anwar's Nightmares and Daydreams.
And it's a
Uh,
horror joint, you said?
it's not horror. It's not horror. I don't think it's horror.
Hmm.
They just go through some situations that are different. Like all their situations are sci-fi or fantasy.
Mm.
If you watch the first one, it's horror, but if you keep watching everything else, the rest of them are not horror.
Okay. And you said it's an anthology, so each one is like its own like different kind of thing. Like it's not like an overarching uh plot or nothing.
Yes, each story is its own different thing, but it does kind of overarch to um have its conclusion with the last story.
Mm. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So
Okay.
Joko Anwar's Nightmares and Daydreams.
Nightmares and daydreams.
Yes,
Nice,
yes.
nice. All right, so we ready to start the show now?
We are ready. I'm not gonna shake on anything because I know that shakes don't mean anything to DeMarcus.
Hey, I couldn't feel your hand in my hand. It wasn't a real shape.
So why did you tell me? Okay, let me just go on with the show. And so let's do this break and we'll come right back with more Black Geek Energy.
BGE.
BGE commercial? It's Jared here, and before we go more in depth with our geeky discussions, I want to talk to you about something important. Life's an epic quest, full of twists and turns. But guess what? We got a partner for you in this adventure, BetterHelp. You heard it right. BetterHelp.com will connect you with a licensed therapist who gets it. Whether you're battling real life feelings or just need someone to chat with, BetterHelp is your quest guide. So, fellow geeks, go to betterhelp.com/BGEpod. As a listener, you get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/BGEpod. Because leveling up your mental health is just as important as saving the universe. BetterHelp, because even heroes need support. All right, everybody, welcome back. I am Jared, your host with the most.
And I am D Marcus, the man with the D in his name and in other places. And this is Black Geek Energy.
What's the D stand for? What's the D? You can't do that. No, what's the D
I
stand
changed
for?
it. It was
No,
different today.
no,
It was, weren't you listening? Today we doing it different. Continue.
no. What does the D stand for, DeMar?
Continue.
You said that you're going to do this every episode this season. So you have 20
I'm
more
not doing it no
episodes.
more.
You got 20 more episodes to do this. So
The
what
D
does
stand
the D
for
stand?
damn it, I'm not doing it. That's what the D stand for.
Why did you change? Why does the D stand for
I didn't
anything?
have a D word today.
Golly, you could have said disorganized,
Get the hell out of here, Jared. We starting the show.
discombobulated,
Matter of fact, it's my segment.
disorder.
It's time for our game.
Golly. It's so easy for me to come up with D names for you.
Because come up with some J shit then.
I
Come up with some J
can't. I
words.
always think about coming up with J stuff, and it doesn't ever come to me. Like what can I say?
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
no, and then D is like an every name.
You can say justified. You can say
Justified,
you can say juxtaposed.
juxtapose of what?
You can say jeery.
You're just
You can
naming
say
words.
jittery.
You're just saying words that don't mean anything to the type of feeling I'm having
You can
right
say
now.
jealous.
I'm not jealous of anything. Oh my God. Okay. Please go on with your segment because
Oh man. Oh man, Jared. Boy, you working my
jealous.
nerves today, boy. Oh, I didn't say this earlier, but I'm going to see the Megan Thee Stallion concert tonight.
Oh, you're going to Megan Thee Stallion.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited?
A little. A little. I feel like it's gonna be fun.
It is. Do you know like Megan songs?
Yeah, I know Megan. I like Megan Thee Stallion.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I won't be downloading the album, but I'll download a song or two here and there.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't want it all. I don't need it all. Like
So what's your favorite Megan song?
mm, it's one of the early ones.
Body yaddy yaddy.
No, not that one, man. That one was. I feel like that one was like. I feel like somebody. I feel like that wasn't like somebody wrote that and gave that to her. And it's like this would be great for you.
Uh, Hiss. Did you like Hiss and stuff?
Hmm?
Hiss.
His? Nah, I haven't. I mean, I've heard it. But that's not the one. That's not the one. Let me let me look for you. I'll tell you in 2 seconds what my favorite Megan song is. Damn, I didn't. I have more Megan songs downloaded than I thought I did.
Mm.
Hmm.
So are you going with somebody? You going by yourself?
Captain Hook might be my favorite.
Okay.
Might be my favorite
That's when she
Megan
talks
song.
about like a penis that got a hook in it.
Wow.
I mean, ain't that what the song is about?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Why are you saying why? That's what the song is about.
It is. It is. It is. Big old freak. I like that one. Freak nasty. I
Okay,
like the old
okay.
Megan shit. I like the old Megan shit.
Yeah, she's gonna do that and more. Her new album comes out this Friday.
I heard. I heard.
You gonna listen to it?
Am I gonna? Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Play it on my way to work one day.
You know, one of her biggest idols is Beyonce.
Hmm. I can see that. I can see that.
Hmm.
From the clips I've seen, the production value in her concert gives me Beyonce vibes.
Mhm, mhm,
Yes, you can definitely see she's inspired.
mhm, mhm.
Hmm.
Did you go to the Kendrick thing?
In LA? Nah, nah.
Did you see it?
I did see the clips of it. It looked dope. It looked dope, but it was in the middle of the week, and I was like, I don't feel like taking days off because, like, I'm not gonna be able to go to that and then come right back to work. Like, one of my friends suggested, they was like, oh, um, there's like, oh, we can just make it a day trip. Like, take Wednesday off. We'll fly down there like Tuesday night, fly back Wednesday night. And I'm just like, I'm not
Yeah,
going to work after that. Like, and then if I take Wednesday and Thursday off, I might as well take Friday off.
yeah.
And I was like, I don't feel like using the 3 days off of work to go see Kendrick Lamar in the middle of the week in
Mm.
LA.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, are you ready for the game?
Damn ready.
Okay, bet. You been asking all the questions, man. Stalling.
What?
All right, so Derek, this is actually a game that you created, but you did not name it or give it any rules or anything. But the one day I let you have the game, the activity segment. This is a game that you did.
Oh, I
Um,
forgot.
so I'm gonna call this game. Give me a list.
Okay.
Uh, so I'm gonna come up with a topic or a category or a genre or something like that. Jerry, you're gonna list a number of items within the allotted time period. Does this sound familiar?
Not yet.
You don't remember when you was like name 5 black superheroes? You got 10
Oh
seconds.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. DeMarcus, don't even. That was like episode 3.
Get the
Okay.
hell out of here.
You can't
All right.
remember enough from the last episode where we shook on it.
So we gonna play Give Me a List. Garrett, your first category is. Are
Okay.
you ready? You prepared? Do you
Yes.
understand the game? Do you have any questions?
Okay. So
I don't want no shit at the river.
I'm
Hmm?
just naming the things that you say to name. So how
Yes.
many
And I'll
do I
tell you how much
name?
time you have. And it's gonna start easy. We're gonna do 3 rounds, and it's gonna start off easy, right?
Oh, yeah, I got like 15 seconds or something. Oh shoot. Okay. I gotta be okay.
Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Get in your head, bro. Get in your zone.
All right.
Get in your zone. All right. You have 20 seconds
Mm-hmm.
to name 10 comic books
Okay.
not published by Marvel or DC. It can be by a
Okay.
subsidiary, but it cannot have Marvel or DC on the label.
Okay. Tell
20
me when to begin.
seconds. Huh?
Tell me when to begin.
Okay, and go.
Irredeemable, irreplaceable, invincible, the bear in the woods, um, uh, outcast, the Walking Dead, Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Uh, I can't think of anything. Oh
Oh,
my
Jerry,
god.
come
Oh
on!
my god,
All right,
that
that's
other
20
one.
seconds. That's 20
Dang
seconds. That's 20
it.
seconds. That's it. Time's up. Time's up. Time's up. It's okay. It's okay.
Saga. That's what I was thinking. Saga.
Yo, Saga, Invincible, The Boys, like we know plenty. We know plenty of these.
Yeah.
But when that ticker is on, the pressure is on.
Yeah. I got stuck trying to think of what
You did.
Saga
You was
was.
killing it. I was like, damn, I might have made this too easy. You
Yeah.
was killing it, bro. You was killing
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But now
All right.
you warmed up. Now you're warmed
Yeah.
up. You
Now
know,
I'm warmed up.
now your juices is flowing. Now your juices is flowing. All right. It's gonna get a little harder now.
Okay.
You have your second category are comics starring black people
Okay.
or, you know, black diaspora, not black American.
Hmm.
You have 15 seconds to name eight. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
Static Shock, Icon, and oh shoot, not that. Static Shock, Nubia, Storm, um, Bishop, and the X-Men. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Oh, time's up. Time's up.
Dang.
Time's up.
Okay.
Oh, Jerry, you was there. You was there, bro. You was at
Yeah,
six. You had two more.
I had
What
two
fucked
more.
you up is when you was like static icon, and then you was like, I think you was trying to think of Rocket.
No, because it's not just Icon. It was Icon and Hardwire or Icon and somebody
Mm,
else.
yeah,
But
whatever that was, that fucked you up. That going back
yeah,
trying to correct yourself and
yeah.
they. All right, all right, all right. Last round, last
But
round.
Icon is a comic book on itself. I could have just left it at Icon, but
You could have. I thought that's what I marked down. That's what I marked down. Okay, this is the last one.
oh man.
Yeah, man, and it's gonna be the hardest one.
Okay.
All right, it's gonna be, and it's gonna be hard. So I'm gonna give you a few seconds before to like get your mind right before I hit start. All right.
Yeah.
Your last category is comics starring queer people,
Okay.
persons.
Hmm.
And it can be any kind of queer. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere on the LGBT, anywhere in the alphabet soup. 10 seconds. Are you ready?
Yes.
One.
Wait. How many?
Oh, five. Sorry.
Okay.
I forgot that part. 10 seconds to
Wait, only
name five.
got 10 seconds?
10 seconds to name five. I told you I'm gonna give you some time before.
Okay.
I'm gonna count down from three. You ready?
Yes.
Three, two, one, go.
Superman, X-Men, The Walking Dead, Invincible, Wonder Woman,
Okay.
John, no, the Green Lantern, the Flash,
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's it. You got five. Now we just got to make sure these five are legit.
okay.
Because you said Superman first?
Yes. Because when Superman was
Superman?
off-world, Superman's comic went to his son.
Mmm. Jon Kent.
Yes.
And he's queer.
Yes.
Okay. That checks out. That checks out. And then you said X-Men?
Yes. One of the X-Men is queer. And he's also
One of
black.
them.
And he's also black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
Um,
one? Which one?
oh my God, I
Elixir?
forgot his name. Elixir. No. Elixir's
Uh,
white.
what's linguist? What's David
He
name?
he can absorb the knowledge of people around him. Oh my God. X-Men.
Mm, okay. I mean that one. I'll let you have it. You kind of phoned it in with that because like X-Men starts like 300 people. So all right. Um, what did you say after that? My mind going blank. Do you
Mm-mm.
remember the ones you said, Jared?
The Flash and Aquaman.
The Flash and Aquaman.
Yes.
Okay. I know Aquaman is queer. Um,
Well, Aquaman's not queer, but the dude in Aquaman is queer.
so does it star this dude? Because
No, but he's in
I'm
the
thinking,
comic.
I'm thinking it's like a Superman situation where Aqualad becomes Aquaman when Aquaman is gone.
No, no, but you said it
Hmm.
has to star. I mean, not star, but they have to be in
I
the
said
comic book.
starring. I said starring.
Oh, I didn't hear starring. I was too focused on trying to get it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's the first time we played, Jared. We'll play this one again. You did
Yeah,
real good. You did
we
real
gotta do that
good.
one again.
Yeah, yeah. That was this one. This might be your game. What is your favorite game that we played?
I don't know. Um,
I'll read some off to you. We got
yeah, read
cream of
them
the
out to me.
crop. We got cream
Okay.
of the crop where you name the top 10 or something, the top five. We got trivia, and that's just like ask you questions and then you answer the questions. And scene where we like act out a part of a script or something or a comic book panel. Uh, guess who is when I like describe a character and you got to guess who that character is. We've done a thread before, which is just us going through a thread, laughing at it. This or that, where we make two categories and you got to guess which category the thing belongs in. The name game, where we like give you some names or some characters, you just got to say their names correctly. Give me a list. This one we just played.
So I like trivia and
Mm.
give me a list. And the
Give me a
X-Men I was
list.
thinking
Okay.
of was Prodigy. But there's a lot of gay
Mm.
X-Men, Iceman.
There are. You could have said Iceman. Yeah. Has Iceman ever had his own comic?
Yep. He just had one
Hmm.
this year.
Hmm.
Well, I think it was last year.
Okay. Okay. Well, what's today's episode about, Jared?
We already kind of talked about it. Today's episode is about the Sea King, Namor. No, I'm just kidding. Today's
Wait a
episode.
minute. I was about to say you raggedy.
Today's episode is going to be about what comic books should people read first. If you're just now looking to step into the world of comic books, today's episode should help you. And me and DeMarcus are going to go over some of those great comic books that we read, and we were like, hey, this would be good for first time readers. So that's what
Mhm.
today's episode is about.
What was my first comic book? We're talking comic books specifically, not manga, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because I know the first book I ever read were like pictures and words on the page. Well, I read picture books when I was little. My first comic book, it might have been. It was something. It was definitely something you told me to read. It might have been like Saga or something, Jared.
Mm.
Like Saga. Yeah, I think it might have been like Saga because you told me to read it, and then I just like started reading a bunch of shit from there.
Okay. Okay. So are you saying Saga should be a book that people should start to read? And why is that?
Hmm. I think I think we got to establish the user first.
Okay.
We got to establish a persona.
Mm-hmm.
Who,
Adults.
who are we trying to get to read the comic, and what do they like to read?
Adults. What they like to read, we're not going to go into that, but I do think that this would be like for adults or young
Mm-hmm.
adults, teens, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Adults and young adults. Okay. Um, I think Saga's a good one then. The only reason I hesitate with Saga is because it's long, and, and I guess at this point you can buy like trade paperbacks or like compendiums, and it'll like collect a lot of issues for you. But that's it gets more expensive, and you kind of miss out on like the comic buying experience.
The only
Excuse me,
thing
the
that
comic buying experience where you're like going every Wednesday to like pick up your issues or once a month to pick up all your issues and like, you know, watching the story unfold that way.
the only thing that I hate about Saga is that Saga takes too long on these breaks. Like, oh my God. They're just still on the break now. And they came back last year, I think,
Mm-hmm.
with like 6 or 4 to 6 issues, and then they just went on break. Like, dude, can you tell me like how long is this break? What are y'all doing? Like, nothing was resolved with the issues that you came out with. Like, that's why Saga isn't really that high on the list. Because even though they are on this break, like the last run wasn't. It didn't give me that Saga feeling. Like
hmm
nothing was really happening.
hmm
So I didn't really feel like it was Saga to me. So I was
Mm.
disappointed.
Mm. It's been a long time since I read Saga. Um, but I remember it being like really unique, and I like the time jumps that they have in there. And it's not like every other comic you're reading where like it's like superheroes and big fights and stuff. Like sometimes it's big fights, sometimes it's espionage. Sometimes the story takes place around like one of the main characters. Sometimes it's like around one of the side characters. Sometimes it's just about like a planet and it kind of and how this planet like unfolds into the universe. Like it takes a lot of different angles from its own story and like sets up a lot of story and lore and stuff. And I really enjoy that. Plus the characters are like kind of weird. Like you got things that look, you got some aliens that look human. You got aliens that got like TVs on their head. Um, like these animal aliens with horns. Folks that can fly. It's all kinds of like different species
Yeah.
interacting with each other.
Yeah. But if you are an adult and you want that comic book feel that doesn't really have the typical comic book characters, that tells kind of a great side story of a comic book dystopia. And if you like The Boys, which The Boys is also good first
hmm
starting comic book, but if you like this type of book, I would suggest Irre- Irredeemable and Incorruptible. Now, what
Hmm.
these books are, Irredeemable tells the story of a superhero like Homelander who goes to the White House and he just takes over the United States. He said he's tired of it all and he takes over the United States. Incorruptible tells a story in the same universe about a supervillain that would always fight the incorruptible main story. And Irredeemable tells a story of a supervillain that is actually turning good and he starts saving people in this world and he starts killing all of the members of that universe's Justice League. So Irredeemable and
Hmm.
Incorruptible tells the story of how, you know, you can't really judge a book by its cover. These people were always the way they were. Like the one who was a
Hmm.
bad guy, he always had that tinges of good, but he couldn't be good because of the law. And in Irredeemable, he was always a bad guy, but everybody liked him because he saved a cat from a tree. So I would say
Hmm.
Irredeemable and Incorruptible. People have got to read those.
Those are two different comics. And are they ongoing or are they complete?
So these comics came out in like 2010, 2000. These comics came out a while ago, 2009 to 2012, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So what should somebody start reading if they want to start reading comics? Because both of these we just suggested, Saga and Irredeemable
Hmm.
and Incorruptible, are
Yeah.
from years ago. Because Saga's from like 2012, 16.
If somebody
So
wants
what
to
if
start
what
reading
if somebody
comics
wants to
today, and
start
if you
reading comics
want to
today?
get
What should they start
into
reading?
all of this superhero drama that goes on, I would suggest starting with Fall of X and House of X. That really
Hmm.
kicked out the Krakoa age because I think that even the Krakoa age is over now, it will be something that is talked about for years to come. I really do think it's going to be talked about for years
hmm
to come, especially the fallout of it and
hmm
all of the effects of it. So yeah, Fall of X, House of X, these stories are so good. They are who are they by?
hmm hmm
I forgot who they were by. Fall of X and They are by wait, wait, is it Fall of X? No, it's House of X. House of X and Power of X. Sorry, came out in 2019. House of X and Power of X by Jonathan Hickman,
Hmm.
an amazing comic book writer. So if you want to know about the comic about these big bombastic characters, you want to read about Storm and Magneto, I would start there. House of House of X and Power of X. These stories tell how the Krakoa age was started and built. You know, it doesn't like nothing about the past is even in these books at all.
Hmm.
It starts off fresh. Like you, all you need to know is the basics of these characters. Cyclops shoots eye beams and is Boy Scout. Emma is a telepath. Professor X is also a telepath. Magneto does magnets. Storm is weather. So that's all you have to know because they sit on a council with Exodus, Apocalypse, and Sinister, who are villains. So all you have to know is that these people are starting over. Starting over. So you can start right there with House of X and Powers of X and really
Hmm.
um, have a great story. It have a great story.
Okay. All right.
I didn't know.
I've been reading Fall of X, as you know. And that one, yeah, you suggested it.
Okay.
I've been reading the X-Men comic. The one with the like the leaders of the X-Men. And I think I might have spoke about this before, but like I don't like I want to I more so enjoy the comics where I'm like in the field with the people
Mm.
who are actually making things happen rather than in the boardroom with the people making the decisions. Because what I don't like about some comics is like it's a lot of talking in this comic, but they keep mentioning a lot of other things that sound interesting in other comics,
Mm.
but you don't always get the little reference, the footnote or whatever that the editors leave in. They'll be like, oh, uh, they're like, yeah, like Storm will come back in and she's like, yeah, I just got through, settling the civil war with the Shi'ar, and then it'll be like, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it'll be like, oh, go look at X-Men Storm number 55 for the story or something like that. But you
So
don't always
Immortal
get that, and
X-Men
so
was
I
a
want I want to be where the
great
action is.
comic. I loved it personally. I loved it because that's where you find out about the horrors of Professor Xavier, where
Yeah.
he talks about how he planted something in these world leaders' minds so that they don't set off world bombs on everybody. But yeah, Mortal X-Men is that comic book to me.
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
and that whole thing with Destiny was in Immortal X-Men. Yeah. So I loved it. But it's not a lot of action.
Hmm.
It's a lot of talking. It's kind of like Log Horizon, the anime, where it's a
A
lot of
lot of
boardroom
talking.
talk, minimal action. Yeah,
Hmm.
a lot of deals,
A
little
lot of talking.
action.
A
But
lot of making
I liked it,
deals.
and I don't usually like that, but here,
See,
like that comic book, that was the comic for me. Immortal X-Men.
I usually I can watch like a talking show where I'm sure if
Mm,
Immortal X-Men was a TV show instead of a comic book, I would like it better. Because having to
yeah.
read everybody like, all the talking that everybody's doing is like, ugh, bro. But listening to
Mm,
it, like I feel like
mm.
there's a lot to be said in for how something's
So
delivered.
do you have so you didn't like Immortal X-Men. uh are there any comic books that you really enjoyed or any runs on comic books that you really enjoyed that you are going to
I really enjoyed. I forget who was writing it, but like it was a run where I'm trying to I can't I think it was an Avengers run where like they were like dealing with like lack level threats and like everybody well, not everybody but a lot of people kept getting like empowered some kind of way to have like way more power. Like I think Gamora had the power where she could like teleport people through her cape or some shit. Um, well, let me think of one that's that I actually know what I'm talking about. That's more specific in my mind because like that one I remember reading and I was like, oh man, this shit is dope. Like everybody just because I think like Groot had got like super powered. It might have been a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, was it with the mirror?
The mirror, yeah, and like every time they look in the mirror, they get more power.
Yeah.
Hmm. I can't remember what run that was though, but I remember really enjoying it. Um, mm-mm-mm. I really enjoyed the Invincible run um where they after Mark's dad and mom broke up and then they show his dad is like going planet to planet having these other babies and then we get to like kind of
Yes.
explore how like the Viltrum DNA meshes with other alien species with other species and why he chose Earth to make his home because the DNA like meshes the best with that. Like they didn't really get deep into that in the in the show, but that was like a much
Mhm.
bigger part of the show, and I enjoyed that one.
Right. Invincible was a really, really good comic book. And I hated
Mhm.
Invincible when I first started reading it. 'Cause it was so
Really?
typical. Yes, he was going to the mall and he was fighting regular people and he was learning about his powers and blah 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 blah. And then everything snapped by issue 10. Like everything got totally crazy by issue 10. So yeah, so this show that's on now, it's just like it I think the first 10 issues are in episode 1.
Yeah.
And then by issue 10, he kills the little fake Justice League. So
Hmm.
yeah, then it got crazy and it stayed crazy the whole entire time. So
Yeah.
yes. I did like if this was when it began, but I loved it when it continued.
Yeah. And Invincible is over now, right? The
Yeah.
comic?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that Guardian
Mm.
of the Galaxy run was by it was called Black Vortex.
Mm. Was it
Um
Brian Michael Bendis?
was it Brian Michael Bendis? I don't know. But that one saw a lot of people get new powers. Even some of the X-Men, Angel, Beast,
Hmm.
Cyclops, Captain Marvel, um, Iceman, Kitty Pryde,
Yep.
Star-Lord and Storm. They all got enhanced powers.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was a good comic book if you want to read. Guardians of the Galaxy
Um,
Black
and if I could give
Vortex.
one more, I'm one of my low key loves in comics are like the Green Lanterns, and there was a
Oh,
one.
really?
Hmm?
I didn't know
Yeah, like
that.
I really like Green Lanterns, especially John Stewart. That's our boy. Um,
Hmm.
but it was one where like the original Lanterns were coming back, and it was like because like the Guardians of the Galaxy, they've gone through a few like incarnation of like what the before they settled on the Green Lantern Corps. It was like they had the Manslayer robots at one point.
Hold on. You said Guardians of the
I'm
Galaxy and the
so
Green
sorry. The
Lanterns.
Guardians of Oa. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Guardians of Oa.
The Guardians of Oa, the ones who created
Okay.
the Green Lantern Corps, they went through a few
Okay.
different incarnations of universal, universal protectors before they decided, before they landed on the Green Lanterns. And the like one of the first ones, I think it might have been the first one, but I think that might be retconned every time they come up with like a new core. It's like, oh, this is the first one. No, this is the first one. Um, but it was like one person who had the power of all the different kinds of light. And when
Hmm.
like he was coming, like that shit was real good. And I think that happened like right after like the Black Lanterns start coming up.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because the Black Lanterns was cool
Yeah.
too, because they was like turning everybody into zombies. But I was like, I'm not a
Hmm.
big fan of zombie stories just because I feel like they're overdone.
Mm. I like zombie
Hmm.
stories.
Hmm.
Love them.
You do.
Um, If I could just say two more, because it seems like you're running
Go
out
ahead.
of
No, no, no.
these.
That's all I had.
Civil War by Avengers that's what started me reading everything. Because at first I was just reading uh X-Men, then I picked up Civil War, then I picked up Avengers, Daredevil, Moonlight,
Hmm.
Doctor Strange. I picked up all up after Civil War. I need to know what these people are doing on the daily basis.
Hmm.
So once I picked up Civil War, that's what really got me started into comic books. That was the run, um, was Civil War.
Civil
Uh,
Civil War is a good one. I didn't mention it because um the reason I didn't mention it is because like I feel like that's like a classic one. Like you're gonna like if you start reading comics at all, you're gonna run into Civil War. And then they've made a movie out of it already too.
the movie isn't exactly like it. No, the movie isn't like the
The
comics at
movie is
all.
not like the comic at all.
Yeah.
Right? The comic is much more in depth, and the
Uh,
comic is much more complicated, and it makes it harder. The comic makes it harder to choose a side. I feel like the ease. Uh,
yeah,
I feel like the movie made it easy to be like, okay, I'm clearly on this side versus on that side.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and there is a run in Superman. It's called The Adventures of Superman Jon Kent, which we were talking about earlier. This is a amazing story because not only does it show how Superman, how John immediately kind of aged rapidly, it shows how sad his story is in this universe.
Hmm.
So ever since DC did their reboot a couple of years ago, everybody's made new origin stories. So Jon Kent's new origin story is that he was stranded on Earth 3 with the analogy of the Justice League, the evil Justice
Hmm.
League, and the evil Superman kept him in this pit in the dark. He had no light, and he literally kept him in this volcano pit for years. And he was stranded for years, and he would always taunt him. He was always like mean to him,
Hmm.
and yeah. So that's why if you read the comments now, Jon Kent is like 20 something,
Hmm.
and Damien is still little Damien.
They
So
was in
yeah.
like wait. So was that different realities or different timeline?
So the Jon Kent of our reality went to the Earth 3 reality.
Okay, okay.
But he was the same age as Damien in our reality.
Hmm.
Then he went over there, aged a lot, then he
Hmm.
came back. Um,
Yeah.
just messed up in the head. He came back, I think it was 6 months later in the
Yeah.
timeline. So
What
yeah,
what what run,
he
what's
came
that
back
run
messed
called?
up. It's called The Adventures of Superman Jon Kent. This also shows how Jon Kent's grandfather came back.
Mm.
Um,
Jor-El?
uh, Jor-El, yeah, how
Jor-El?
Jor-El came
Jor-El?
back
Jor-El?
is Jor-El.
Jor-El.
And it shows, some of their interactions finally,
Hmm.
and how Jor-El kind of stranded him on that planet on Earth 3 with the evils with Ultraman.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy. But
So
read that
do
one.
you, because I've always thought like movies, Marvel is clearly ahead. When it comes to animated stuff, I feel like DC, ekes out ahead of Marvel animated stuff. Um, and I feel like the only reason for that is just because Marvel animated stuff is just like it's it's a more solid through line. Like Marvel animated movies are solid, they're good, but DC animated
Mhm.
movies be like great. Do you think the DC comics are better than the Marvel comics, or vice versa? And what do you think makes the two distinct?
I think the DC comics are worse than Marvel
Mm.
comics. Um, and I think that is because the Marvel comics are more like the real world.
Hmm.
Like, of course, you can't go destroying a city and then have it rebuilt the next issue.
Hmm.
Like, that's not real world at all. But I do think that Marvel Comics is more like the real world. I think they have more real world situations. Now, after this reboot, they're having more real world situations in DC.
Hmm.
But I
Are you talking
also
about the new
think that
52 reboot?
yeah, the new 52
Hmm.
reboot. But I also think that Marvel has always been uh based in the real world. Like New York
Hmm.
is a thing. Blade's daughter lives in
Mm.
Atlanta. It's a whole bunch of stuff, but like Capital City, Metropolis, Gotham, where are these places for real?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think that Marvel is based in the real world with their situations, with their with what they go through. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think Marvel has more real world scenarios. Like I always
Hmm.
like how the Marvel characters are, they seem more human and more fallible versus like the
Yeah.
DC characters. They seem like more of the superhero archetypes that we've been taught, i.e. Superman, Batman, The Flash, etc. Uh, but I do think that DC goes darker than Marvel sometimes. Cause like even with what you just described with like Jon Kent, it's like, oh shit, like that's some fucking dark shit. And
Yeah.
I think I think that the DC has the luxury to go that deep and that hard on these characters because they do the hard reset. They do like it's like, oh yeah, like we can destroy everything and everyone in this town because next issue we just bring it all back.
Yeah.
You know, with very little. Whereas as Marvel did that, it's like, all right, like everything's destroyed. Now, how do we start again? You think about the Marvel run, the Incursions, like
Hmm.
that was a dope ass story. But then to bring that back, they had to have like Franklin Richards create universes, Molecule Man like knocking them out into the world or some junk like that. Like it
Hmm.
was a lot to go to for them to take everything they created to zero and then bring it back. And I like
Yeah. Yeah.
while I love the incursions, the I don't know if I love how the universes all the universes came back as much. It
Mm.
seemed sort of like a reach.
Mm. Well, Marvel goes dark too with
It does. It does. I didn't say
the
at no point did I say Marvel did not go dark.
but you say that DC's darker than Marvel.
I said they go darker sometimes. I think they go darker. And I think they had that luxury because they do the hard resets, whereas Marvel, like if someone goes crazy in Marvel, now we got to deal with this person being crazy in like 15 different comics.
True, true. There is a more through line of the Marvel comics, but Marvel, the mutants had to kill each other to get their powers back from M Day.
Mm-hmm.
So Daredevil is going through some crazy stuff right now in this
Mm-hmm.
church that he works in right now.
He works in a
Um,
church.
yeah, I don't, Daredevil works
Mm.
in church. Um, Doctor Strange, he's a vampire right now in the comics. So, DC goes, I mean, Marvel goes through a lot of stuff. I think they go a little bit darker because they do have kiddie stuff, but their adult comics are crazy. Now, DC's Elseworld comic books, those are always darker than anything else on the shelves right now. Like
Was
their Elseworld comics go there.
was the Batman Who Laughs an Elseworld comic?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
That's main continuity.
Mm. Because I just remember that one being like hella dark.
Yeah, that was dark. All right, guys. I hope that you got at least one good recommendation for your pull list. You can go into a comic book store and just browse the shelves, see what's out there, ask
Yeah,
some questions with your local
that
comic
can
book
be a little
person.
overwhelming though. Like browsing
What?
shelves, like just going through the comic book store and looking at shelves. Like even when I go to the comic book store, I'll scan the shelves, but it's like I can't do it too long because it's a lot of pictures. It's a lot to look at.
I
So,
mean,
Jared, tell us how to narrow our search when we're browsing like that. How can we, you know, zoom in a little bit?
so zooming in a little bit, I would say just find the character that you like
Mm.
and then read about that character, read something in that character's repertoire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, ask the comic book, hey, I really liked how Storm is the Queen of Mars. Are there any other characters where, there's a Queen of Mars? And then uh they'll point you to this comic in the Mark Wade universe. I forgot the
Mm-hmm.
name of it right now. Or, they'll um, let you know of some other things that are like that. So find something that you like and then see what else is in that genre.
Mm-hmm.
And or like you may like darker stories. Like that one time, the one time Peter Parker went dark, not Superior Spider-Man. The one time Peter Parker went dark. Do you know the story,
I
Demarcus?
mean, no, I mean, I probably do, but refresh me, refresh me.
So in 2007,
Mm. You remember the year? What month? What
oh, I
day?
don't know all that. I don't know all that. And I just saw this again on my Instagram feed,
Mm-hmm.
but Fist took out a hit on Aunt May.
Mm.
So Fist was in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Parker went to jail
Broke into jail, didn't he?
as Spider-Man. No, no, he like broke into
Yeah,
jail
broke into
as
jail. Then he
Spider-Man.
didn't let himself get arrested. He broke in.
Yeah, yeah, he broke in. All the prisoners are around them. Fist is standing right there. He said, I'm not gonna fight you. Then he rips off his mask and says, I am. Peter Parker unleashes the full Peter Parker, the full Spider-Man on him,
The full
unmasked. Like
breath and width.
the full breath, like Fisk is flying into walls. He is, and Peter Parker is dodging punches. He is literally, it's like the powers of a spider. That's what you think of when you think of the powers of a spider. And then Fisk, then so he's bloody and
What
everything,
I think
right?
of
Then
when I hear
Peter,
the powers of a spider is like web coming out your butt. That's what I think.
oh my
But
God.
continue, continue. I don't want to derail you.
Then Peter Parker puts his wrist up to Fisk and he says, I could shoot you with webbing right now, and it would fill up your lungs so they become nothing, and you would suffocate in your own body. But guess what? I'm not gonna do that because if you ever put a hit out on my family again, I will not only hunt you down, but you will get a worse beating than today. Then he looks out the presence and he goes, this is for all of you. And let it be known that if anybody ever messes with my family again, you will die.
Yeah, that sent chills. That joint
Yeah,
sent chills down my spine, bro. I remember reading that and like, yo, like
yeah.
Spider-Man been bullshitting, boy.
Hmm.
He ain't, but he been pulling the punches.
Yeah, basically.
Shit,
He's
what's
been
that?
pulling punches.
What's do you remember what that storyline is called?
I think that was Spider-Man in Black. I
Mm.
think it was Spider-Man in Black. It was from 2007 when Spider-Man was, he went off. But I think it was Spider-Man in Black.
Spider-Man Back in
Um,
Black,
yeah, Spider-Man
2007.
Back in Black.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, you found it?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man Back
Okay.
in Black. And then that Green Lantern story I mentioned earlier was Wrath of the First Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that joint was pretty good. And I think what really made that one for me was that they had just got through dealing with the Black Lanterns, who was just who was just this one guy bringing people back from the dead and giving them Black Lantern rings.
Mm-hmm.
And then this shit with the White Lantern happened. And I think it was only able to happen because like all of the powers, all of the different spectrum of light powers existed again in the world or something like that. Um, I want to talk about one more thing before we close out, before we wrap it
Okay.
up. Did
All right.
you
I mean, this is
watch?
your podcast, so
It's
it's
our podcast,
anything.
Jared. Together.
All right.
Hold my hand.
No, I'm not shaking your hand virtually ever again. That means nothing to you.
um, did you watch shit? What did you watch Kaiju number 8 this weekend?
Hmm.
Man,
I
that
just
shit
watched it
was
actually.
good, boy.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yo. I had my homegirl over
Yeah.
here watching it too, but she don't even watch. She watched the first episode of Kaiju number 8 and then like jumped in on where I was. But we was both there on the couch, like at the edge of the seat. I'm shaking. But
Mhm.
that was a good. If you're not watching nothing else this anime season, watch Kaiju number 8.
Yeah. It
It,
was
it
good,
is.
but I disagree. I disagree. If you're not watching nothing else this season, watch Jobless Reincarnation. Because if that 58-year-old teacher, that's an elf, did not rape this 14 or 16-year-old child, and then now, girl, I'm telling everything. I'm telling the story. I'm sorry. You didn't see it.
What are you talking about? Oh wait, I do know what you're talking about. I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, she was like, yo, just relax, let me handle it.
Just relax. I was like, did that just happen?
I was like, that's not where I was. That's not where I was at that point. I was like, oh, he's grieving. I was like, this is so sad.
He was grieving.
But it snapped him out of it though. It was just what he needed. It was just what he needed to get to the next phase of the grieving process.
DeMarcus, why are you so nasty?
Why am I? I'm not nasty. I'm
Somebody
understanding,
let
man.
him
He's
grieve.
human, bro. He's going through shit.
The only reason that I want to pick up this manga again is to find out what was actually going through his actual thought process. But and the only reason that this is not sick is that inside this man, I mean this boy is a man. And I'm glad that they showed him at the beginning of the episode to remind us that there's a man in there. He's not just a 14-year-old
Mm-hmm.
child.
Mm-hmm. So it makes it
Because
less.
I was
Makes it not
like,
as bad. But Kaiju number 8, man, he revealed
yeah.
himself to the defense squad. They done
Mm-hmm.
brought him in, and then he was getting his ass beat by like the top general, and
Mm-hmm.
like then lost control. Like that's not what I expected to happen.
Yep.
I'm like either he lost control, and then they ended on the like the best and worst cliffhanger, because he's about to
Yeah.
like he's been so after got captured, he's trying to prove to them that he's a human. He's like, oh, this man is coming in trying to antagonize me. I'm not gonna transform all the way so that they can see that I am human and I'm not a kaiju. And ended up
Mm-hmm.
transforming all the way.
I mean, he was knocking his limbs off left and right
Yo,
though.
Yo, but he kind of getting the hang of that power though, because he regrowing them joints immediately as soon as he needed.
Yeah.
Like knock him into
So
the
the
air,
market,
knock off his legs, and by the time he on the ground, he's standing.
yeah. So the Marcus, just to let you know, this part in the anime was like episode 30 or 40 in the
Mm,
manga. And I'm on episode chapter 147
okay.
now. Not 7 days have passed. And I really don't even think it's seven. It's probably like three.
Damn, Jared.
I'm like, it's a lot going on, but nothing is really happening to
Hey.
progress the timeline. Like, it's just a lot going on. So I don't know how they're gonna pack this all into the next few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as he gets this part resolved, the next part just comes, it's gonna come quick. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they can even do that this season.
Yeah,
But the next part just comes quick.
I I think like what I've been noticing in Kaiju number 8 is that like these Dai Kaiju, the numbered Kaiju as they call them, like
Mhm.
they've been like something they've had a plan for a long time, and they're just now enacting that plan, and that's why shit is happening to the humans back to back. I mean, they can't even recover.
Mhm.
Like they're dealing with one like disaster after another, and they're like, "Yo," and it
Yeah.
and it blew me like just now in this episode, in episode number 8, I think, Kaiju number 8. You finally heard a human say like, "Yo, like these monsters been acting weird. Like they've been working together in ways that we haven't seen before. Something's going on." And I'm like, "Man, y'all just now noticing this shit? I noticed this in like episode
Yeah.
2."
and it's not revealed yet.
Yeah, like their
I
plan is
I
not
read the
revealed
manga
yet.
and I don't know.
Their plan is not revealed yet, but it's like you just now realizing something going on.
Yeah, because usually in mangas they like revealed it 30 issues later, and they
Mm,
move on to the next world in the event.
mm,
100 issues later, I don't know what the plan is.
mm. But yeah, man, that's anime right now. Just one I like that episode was so good. I was sitting on my couch tingling for like a good five,
Wow,
10 minutes. I couldn't
wow, it made you
like
tingle.
I wanted to watch another episode of Kaiju number 8, but there was none.
You got to read the manga.
I'm not doing that.
All right, guys, that was your episode. So stick tight, and we will come right back with more Black Geek Energy.
Whoop, whoop.
All right, DeMarcus, and we are Bizak. Here for the questions.
And Blizzak.
If you want to ask us a question, I have supplied us with the full list because DeMarcus, I'm not going to say it twice anymore. I think that's what's redundant. So if you have a question to ask us, you can go to the full list in the show notes, and I'll repeat it later. So DeMarcus, my question is from Jane in Minnesota. She says, DeMarcus and Jared, I love the podcast, but my question is, who is the most iconic superhero sidekick?
The most iconic sidekick?
Mhm.
Hmm. 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 I want I want a better answer, but I think it's gotta be Robin, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's the most iconic one. Like if we're talking about iconic, like when you say Robin, folks immediately know who you're talking about. But you got to say Batman though. Like if you just walk up to somebody and say, "Yeah, Robin," they're gonna be like the bird. But if you say Batman and Robin, and that's big sidekick energy.
Mhm.
Everybody know your
Okay,
name, but
okay.
only when they say your main when they say your big brother name.
I mean, yes, I can't deny his legacy, but um, I think that iconic is the word that we're missing here. And I
How
think
is
that I
Robin not iconic?
Dick Grayson has an iconic booty. I'll give him that. And when we are talking about iconic superheroes, DeMarcus, you know where I'm going with this. Tails Prower is the most iconic superhero of all time. The three-tailed fox, the three-tailed Jinchuriki of Sonic the Hedgehog. He carries Sonic. He's
Tails
as
only
fast as
has two
Sonic.
tails. First off,
Oh, it's
second,
I thought it was
is
three.
Tails a
Wait,
superhero or is he just a fox that can fly like all the other foxes in his universe?
they saved the world.
Does that
They
make
saved the
them
world multiple
super?
times. Yes, Tails is a superhero. Sonic's a superhero.
Because Is he? Because you don't really meet a lot of other hedgehogs that look like Sonic. Like we meet Shadow, but isn't Shadow like a clone of Sonic or something? Like, is he a superhero or does he come from a dimension of super fast hedgehogs who are normal?
Nothing else inside the Hedgehog besides Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are that fast.
Man, you also have if you played Sonic Heroes back in the day, you would know that Amy, um,
He's not
the
as fast as Sonic.
crocodile,
He's not as fast
um,
as Sonic.
Big, that all of them are fast. And
Big the Cat? Are you serious?
he was fast
Big
in
the
Sonic
Cat.
Heroes. He was fast in Sonic Heroes. Rouge the Bat.
Anyways, Tails is my pick for the most iconic superhero sidekick of all times. Like, and it tells his theme song from Sonic Adventures 2. That's what put it over the meter for me because that that theme song is a superhero theme song. So and yes, Tails is a superhero
All right.
in
I mean,
every dimension.
we'll let the people
To
decide
listen
that.
at the time. We ain't making this. That's what you always say when you don't have nothing to say when I'm right.
I mean, because I want to get the audience involved. Because I'm not gonna argue with y'all that. I'm gonna let them tell you. I'm gonna let them tell you. Because if I tell you, I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
Okay, well, that'll be today. So, DeMarcus, guess what? We got another question from our good pals at Six Brown Chicks. And I got some for you to pick. I got four for you to pick today. So, Ashley, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna pick some of these ones that we have not picked from a couple of weeks ago. So let's see the seventh. All right, so I got two.
Mm-hmm.
Did I read this one? Okay. So this one is I thought that my boyfriend and I reached that coveted spot in our relationship, or I lost my job and I'm staying at a friend's house while I find another place to stay.
Wait, are you reading me two titles or was that just one title? Am I getting the
Yeah,
shoes?
that's two titles.
Read them
I
again.
said
It sounded like
I
one.
had
Read them again. Read
all
them
right,
again.
so first, I thought that my boyfriend and I reached that coveted spot in our relationship, or I lost my job and I'm staying at a friend's house while I find another place to stay.
Hmm. Joe or the friend's house. I'm talking the friend's house. Well, these are good. These are both good. I want to pick the first one. Let's go with the boyfriend in the great place.
Okay. So I thought that my boyfriend and I reached that coveted spot in our relationship where I could drop by after work and spend the night without calling first. I think I read this one.
You might have read this one. Let's do the other one.
Okay. Wait, what was it? It was right here. All right. So I lost my job and I'm staying at a friend's house while I find another place to stay. I've been dealing with my friend's husband for a few months and he made promises to leave her. But now that I'm at their house, he's acting funny. Case in point, I washed my panties in the kitchen sink. He hit the roof. Him, bitch. Why you washing your nasty drawers over my coffee cup? Me, you had your face all in my kitty cat. Why you acting brand new? He told me if I ever mentioned that again while his wife was there, he'd kick me out. But I was speaking the truth. Here I am in his house and he's still trying to make me feel like I'm number two. When she's at work, he tells me I'm number one, and I believe him. I'm tired of hiding our love. What to do?
First off, Jared, I love the voices you read these in. You're doing a great job, man. You're doing a great job. I hope
I,
they're paying you what you're worth.
yeah, I'll be practicing.
um, just to run back through this and sort of wrap my mind around it.
Yeah, this is my favorite part.
You said it's your favorite part.
Mm-hmm. When you run back through it.
So she lost her job.
Mm-hmm.
I want to actually back it up. She been fucking her homegirl husband for a minute already.
Yes. A few months.
A few months. So that's been
Mm-hmm.
happening before she lost her job. Before
Yeah.
she needed a place to stay. She been doing this.
Mm-hmm. Well, she doesn't say that, but it's implied.
No, that's what she said. She said she been dealing with him. And that
Yeah.
means she been dealing with him. And it can't be
Yeah.
like, oh, I've been dealing with him since I lived here. That because then she would have said that.
Okay.
Nah, I believe she been dealing with this man.
Okay.
So she been dealing with her homeboy, her homegirl husband, and then
Mm-hmm.
she lose her job. Then she asked the homegirl and the husband to move in with them. And from the sounds of things, I'm gonna extrapolate on her one example, the washing the panties in the sink. She been disrespectful while she living there. She been making herself at the fuck home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she getting mad when the husband tries to set boundaries with her and let her know, like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, look, that's not okay.
Well, he called her the B word.
I imagine that's not the first time he's called her the B word. So I'm not gonna look at that as the main issue here.
Well, you know, abuse. So.
Because if he was like, bitch, take this dick, she wouldn't have felt no kind of way.
Okay. Have you ever said that to a woman?
This is not about me.
All right.
I'm exasperated, Jared.
Mm-hmm.
It what the two things that stand out to me most, and I can't decide which one stands out to me more, is the audacity and the unmitigated gall
Okay.
to to ask your homegirl to move in to live stay with her while you done lost your job while you fucking her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And the gall of the husband to say yes, to go along with it. Because I'd have been like, hell no, she can't stay here. Like if I was in a situation, I'm cheating on my wife, and the girl that I'm cheating with need a place to stay. No, you can't stay. You can't stay here. Go somewhere. The other thing is the complete disrespect this woman has by just doing whatever the fuck she want in these other folks' houses, where I'm assuming she's getting to stay for free until she can get back on her feet. First off, if I let you stay with me for any reason,
Mm-hmm.
because I live by myself, and I don't see that not happening anytime soon. So if I let you stay with me, it's my fucking house and my fucking rules. I don't care if you usually vacuum at 3 in the morning. Now you don't because you live in here
Wow. You strict.
for damn sure. So don't ask to stay with me. It's gonna be like being in jail because I'm gonna make all the rules. And when it's time for lights out, I'm cutting off the power.
Oh no. Okay.
So
Can't even charge your phone.
what's the question again? What's the question at the end of this?
I'm tired of hiding our love. What to do?
This is what you signed on for.
Mm-hmm.
And don't go trying to break up don't go trying to like spill all the beans now and break up their marriage because you ain't getting what you want. You signed on to be the side piece, the other woman, the mistress to a married man. And he told you he wasn't telling his wife about it. So when it's no longer working in your favor, when you keep trying to put cause I what it feels like to me, Jared, she trying to push her way into the wife position from the side piece position, which is never works out well. It never works out well for when you try to force that. Like it can happen, but you got to let the person that's in the relationship make that happen. So you wait. and you already decided to be the side piece, so you was cool with waiting.
Yeah.
You this woman, if she didn't know what she was signing on for, she knows now. And if it is no longer suiting her, that doesn't give you the right to blow up everything just because you're not getting what you want. So you should just gracefully buy out. You should be like, "Hey, it's not no longer what I want, what I need. So this relationship is over. But I will gladly accept being able to stay here for free as long as I need."
Hmm.
That's my piece.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with the Marcus. Um, you first of all, you shouldn't take any man calling you a bitch, whether you're in the throes of passion or whether you're um washing your panties in the kitchen sink. You shouldn't take any man calling you a bitch.
Jared, you should not make a judgment call on that because some people have humiliation kinks. Some people have disrespect kinks.
Do
So
you think that this lady has any of those things?
I think that a lot of people have unnamed kinks that they don't even know they have. I think a
All
lot of
right, well,
people involve themselves in toxic relationships because they like it and it makes them tingle. But they
okay.
can't put a name.
Well, regardless of what's happening, um, uh, I think that you need to really say, do I want this man or do I
Mm,
want this free place to stay
mm,
while I'm out of a job? Because if you want the free place to stay, you have to act like you are at DeMarcus's house or DeMarcus penitentiary because you can't be doing stuff like that. You can't be all like you're in somebody else's place and they invited you in to get yourself back on your feet, but you are
mhm.
acting like it is your place and like you're paying the bills and you're not. So you
Right.
kind of have
Like,
to act
go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
So you kind of have to act, you kind of have to be on your tippy toes, which is what you have to do. You have
You gotta
to
be on your
you have to
knees
walk on
grateful.
eggshells. Yeah.
You ain't
You
got
have to
you gotta be bowing every time I pass you because I'm letting you stay here for free.
Wow. Okay. Well.
I need to be thanked every time you look me in my eye
Wow.
because you could be on the
Okay.
street.
All right. Okay.
Um, and I
Well, let me
understand, and
finish right quick.
I'm not completely heartless. I understand, like women somehow got draws. It's like you can't put these in the washer because it's gonna tear them apart. So you gotta like
Mm-hmm.
hand wash them. But hand wash your shit in the bathroom or
Yeah.
the tub or something. You know what I'm saying? I got like a little bucket you can fill up and wash them that way. You need to.
Yeah.
That's definitely something you add because you wouldn't wash your panties over your own fucking dishes that you got to put your mouth on.
I mean, you don't know what she would do.
You right.
She
I know.
might be that nasty.
She might be.
But
That might be her king.
but in regards to you being with this man, I don't even think you can think about that right now. You're
Nah,
not in the situation because he's not gonna kick his wife out of his house.
out
Let's
of
just
their
get
house.
that straight. He's not gonna kick his wife out of their house. All right.
Yo,
He
but
is
I'm sorry. Now that you say it that way, this is a slick move. This is a slick way to get in there. You know what I'm saying? I lose my job, whether she's jobless or not. And then I move in with my you know what I'm saying, with the husband. And I work my magic in there until he kicks out the wife and I become the wife. That's a slick move. That's a
I mean,
slick.
it would be if she was respectful. Like
Mm-hmm.
she's about to get everything blown up and about to get
Mm-hmm.
found out because of how disrespectful she's being of these people's place.
Oh,
So,
everybody life about to be worse. And hers is gonna be the worst.
so I really think that you have to understand that this isn't the whatever your name is show. You aren't even guest starring on this episode. You are the
Mm-mm.
studio audience. and you have to respect everybody who works there. Okay, who is working.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Not
is
that God
my
has no kids
advice.
involved.
Yeah, they didn't mention that, but especially there are kids involved. Um, but yeah, that's my advice. You can keep it or you can do whatever you want with it. But you can ask your questions at blackgeekenergy@gmail.com, or you can ask us on social media at Black Geek Energy on Instagram and TikTok. TikTok, what's that? Instagram or TikTok, or you can tweet us at BGE_pod. It's been a good episode, Demarcus. We've
It has
learned a
been a
lot
good
of
episode.
things. We learned about what comics to pick up, and we also learned that you are not a man of your word. So, Demarcus, do you have any other any final words?
Wow, wow. I am a man of my word. I
No,
am
you're
not a
not.
man
Do
for
you
the first
need you need to see the
I
video?
am not a man. Is it my final word or your final word?
Do you need to see the video? Because I squint your eyes at me. You better be a wide-eye owl right now. Don't be squinting your eyes at me.
Shit.
OV ho.
Anyway, I forgot what I was gonna fucking say, Jared.
The final word.
I know that, but I don't know what I was about to say.
See, that's why you need to stop smoking. It all comes back
No,
to
it's because
me.
your ass distracted me with your bullshit. Um, we have talked about a lot of things.
Mhm.
I think this is very much like when we had the video game conversation. The best video game, like the best first video game to play, the best first comic to read is a comic that you will enjoy or that you think you will enjoy. Um, I like a lot of superhero stuff, and I'll dip outside of that now and then. But I know a lot of people are not into that. Not a lot of people do not like superhero stories. But there are a lot of comics that are not about superheroes. Paper Girls is an example. It's about four women who discover like some alien stuff going on in a little town. But it was all right. So there are lots of comics about lots of different things, and I think you should ask yourself what kind of stories do you like to read, what kind of characters do you like to read about. Go down to your local comic shop and ask the folks in the comic shop where can you find those kinds of stories. And if they don't know themselves, they know somebody who does know. The comic shop I shop at now, Elusive Comics in Santa Clara. Um, they I asked before, I was like, oh, I'm looking forward, like, do you know? I was like, do you know what's going on in like the Spider-Man universe right now? I'm trying to, pick that back up. And he's like, oh, actually, I don't know, but this other guy, we're gonna call him Derek. Derek knows, but he comes in at this time. So come talk to Derek, and he reads all the comic book stuff, all the superhero comic book stuff. So like somebody in there knows what you want, and go out there and talk to somebody, or search it on the internet, or just listen to another episode of Black Geek Energy. We suggest comic books all the time. Yeah.
All right. And that was from DeMarcus, and the D stood for deceitful because
So
he
how
is
about you come up with the D words for the next few?
that no, that's not my job. That's not what I signed on to
Nah,
do.
because
You signed
you
on.
always got a D to add.
No, you signed on to do that. You signed on to do that. So the D can stand for deceitful because you lied when you said you were going to watch the Miss Cat show. Are you going to watch it this week, Demarcus?
I'll watch
Or you
it.
take
I'll watch
22
it
minutes?
right. I'm gonna watch it right after we get off because I don't want to hear your goddamn mouth. I ain't shaking shit.
You
Shake your
shake my
ass,
hand.
nigga.
Shake my hand.
Shake your ass. I don't want to touch the shit.
All right. And that's it for today's episode of Black Geek Energy.
Thank y'all for listening. DGE out. What's happening, my fellow geeks out there? It's a new year. Welcome to 2024. New me, or the same you. However you want to play it this year. I am here to tell y'all that I am in a much
better space mentally. And a lot of that is due to getting, I'm not going to say the help I need, but having someone to talk to objectively, like that third party who's just there to give you advice and not really trying to put their own judgment on you. And also like kind of helping you, think through some of your thoughts. Maybe you're an external process, maybe an external processor, maybe not. But you can do all of these things with betterhelp.com. So you can be in the same place I am. You can be in a better place than I am. You can improve the way you think and the way you approach situations just by having someone to talk to about it that is not there to judge you, that is available at the send of a text, that you can switch them out if it's not working. If they're not giving you the advice you need, you can just say, hey, better help, give me someone else, and they'll find you someone else to partner with. Tell you it's an amazing service. And if you tell them we sent you, you're going to get a discount. Because why would we tell you to go if we're not going to hook you up? So go to betterhelp.com/BGEpod and tell them DeMarcus sent you.
Black Geek Energy.
BGE.
Why are you always so late?
Because I like for there to be a little pause, a little suspense.
God. I always
like
edit
for
the pause out.
A little emphasis.
I always edit the pause out.
Why do you do that?
Hey, you be like right at the end of my statement. Black Geek Energy, BGE.
That's the worst. You are deleting my emphasis.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I didn't know that's what you were doing. I thought there was just a lag or something.
Because I like get closer to the mic now and I'll wait. And then sometimes I'll do it real quick. As soon as you say the last part, you say BGEN. I gotta add some variety.
All right. Are you ready? Are you bringing this in or am I?